Okay. Now we're ready. Welcome. Welcome. So good to see you all. It took a while for us to get here, but it's been a year, but it's really good to be back. I think everyone agrees, and you probably agree with this too, that this is our favorite city in the world. It's so beautiful. And I just want to take a second to brag and say that if this is my point of attraction and then you guys are the reflection of me, then I'm doing pretty good in my life. So yeah. Cool. I guess I'll just tell a couple things. At 1 p.m. in about 3 hours, we'll have lunch. That'll be from 1 to 2:30 for an hour and a half. Again, the translation's on channel 5 and 6. I'm sure if you haven't heard me, then you know that you're not on the right channel. Okay. Other than that, when you're coming up on stage, please just one question so we can get to as many people as we can. If you have a question up in the balcony, stand. And then and Teal will explain to you how she kind of chooses the person. So let's welcome her out.
I don't know if this is working.
It's on? Yeah.
Okay. Ahoy. Yeah, I'm back. I wanted to start off by getting us all in a similar frequency. So we'll see how this goes. I've never done a translated meditation before. But for those of you who are listening just to the translation, we'll try this out. In honor of it's Vltava River, right? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this river. This river that you guys have in this city is absolutely magic. I'm completely convinced that the reason that Russia didn't do more damage here is because of that river. It has a frequency that's very similar to liquid silver. In fact, yesterday I was saying that if I had a client who was having a difficult time with joint issues, that I would have them come spend a week here in that river. So what I wanted to do is to start off today in honor of that river with a river release meditation. This is going to get us on a similar frequency so the rest of the day goes smoothly. So I want you to rest your hands loosely in your lap and close your eyes. Take a long, slow, deep breath in and hold it at the peak, and then release. And again, take a deep breath in, holding your breath at the peak, and then release. As you feel yourself settle, begin to observe the darkness behind your closed eyes. Observe any shapes or patterns that might be there. We are tuning into the world, except for instead of tuning into the world outside, we are tuning into the world inside. Let your awareness sink lower and deeper into your body. Let it sink in the direction of any uncomfortable sensations that might be there. Emotions are felt as sensations within the body, such as emptiness, tightness, tingling, or compression. See if you can become aware of and feel these emotional sensations within your body. Now, with those sensations and emotions still inside you, I want you to picture yourself walking down a busy city street. A street that's full of shops and businesses. You can see crowds of people hurrying from one place to another. Cars and buses line the roads as they move through the city. Just up ahead, you notice a narrow alleyway between two buildings. It's a small opening that looks like a cozy retreat from the world around you. You walk towards the alleyway, slipping easily through the crowd. At the end of the alleyway, there is a set of stairs. They wind their way down to a river below. You slowly make your way down the steps, and as you do, the sound of the city begins to fade away. With each step you take, you feel yourself moving away from the noise of the world and down to a place of deep quiet. As you gradually descend the 10 steps, you sink deeper and deeper into a willingness to surrender yourself to the river below. You have reached the bottom of the staircase. Floor against your feet. Your clothes are getting wet, but you don't care. The rapids of the river are pulling at you. You are determined to reach a beautiful spot in the very center of the river. Reaching the middle of the river, you find a place where the water comes up to your knees. And you take a deep breath before sitting down in the water. The chill of the fast-moving water embraces your hips and thighs, your stomach and chest. Sitting down, the water comes up to the level of your heart. You are faced downstream, and you can see and feel the water hitting your back and making its way around you. Spend some time experiencing the look or feel of sitting in the center of this secluded river with the strong current pulling against your body and soul. Now, as you are sitting in the middle of the river, take your attention back to the uncomfortable or painful feel of the emotions and sensations within your body. Sometimes these painful emotions can feel like poison. Sometimes these painful emotions also come with painful beliefs. Beliefs like, I'll never get anything right. I'm too difficult to love. Or I give up. See if you can notice any painful beliefs or thoughts attached to these sensations within your body. Now, from your place within the river, facing downstream, you make the decision to hand over your painful feelings and thoughts to the world. Your struggles are too big for you to solve alone, and you don't have to harbor these struggles alone. Inside, you feel the need to surrender them. To let go of the pain you have inside and let it be taken away by the river. So you see or feel the flow of the river begin to pull those feelings and thoughts from you, just like a river would pull a sailboat downstream. You feel the strength of the current sucking the pain from you and washing it away, carrying it downstream faster than you could ever catch up to it. After a time, it feels like the water and the strength of the current is not just moving around you, it's moving through you. It's passing straight through your chest and stomach and arms and legs. It's flushing you clean of everything that prevents your life from feeling good. As you're sitting here in front of me, I want you to imagine this river pulling all of the sensations that are painful from your head and then from your neck, and then from your chest, and all the way down through your body until you are releasing this energy from your toes. Allow your entire body to relax completely, and allow any remaining tension from anywhere in your body to flow out with the current. From this place, sitting on the river bottom, you see your worries and pain being washed away into the distance until they fade from sight. The look of this rushing river is almost hypnotizing. The water is not afraid of human emotions like anger and grief. The water is not afraid of your painful beliefs. The water welcomes all things which need to be washed away. The water will turn them into something else entirely. Taking a deep breath in, you can feel how much lighter and comfortable you feel. It feels as if the river has cleaned you free of burden. You take one last look around you at the infinite, glorious expanse of this place. You extend a feeling of thanks to the river and feel the rapids and current against your body for just a moment more. Knowing that you can return here at any time you choose. Or any time you wish to free yourself from your worldly life. You stand up and make your way carefully out of the water until you are once again standing on the riverbank. You feel relaxed and refreshed. Putting your shoes back on, you make your way back to the staircase. And you walk up it, leaving the river and the sanctuary behind. The sounds of the city gradually greet you again. The taxis and buses. People's voice in the distance. You are soaking wet but not cold. Instead, you feel free. You turn around to look down at the river once more in gratitude before ducking through the alleyway back into the busyness of the city. But this time you feel ready for it. Ready to rejoin the world. Now close your awareness to the scene of the city and instead become aware of your physical body in the room in which you sit. Wiggle your toes and fingers. And when you are ready and in your own time, you can open your eyes. Yay, that did the trick. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a refresher. Everything is made of energy, as most of you in this audience already know. And the way that that energy is vibrating is what determines how it manifests in the physical dimension. As you, or me, or the chair, or the rocks on the table. Now, there's this little law within the universe, and by little I mean very big. It's called the law of attraction. It is the manager of your time-space reality. Now, what does that mean for us today? It means that if you are capable of sitting in this room, which you obviously are, then you have to be a match to each other. This is really beneficial for me because as people come up on stage, every single thing you hear today does apply to you. The challenge is whether you can recognize it or not. So before I explain how this is going to work, I want you to get yourself in a mental state where you're open enough to consider that what I'm talking about with this person who sits here with me, even if it doesn't seem like it applies to you, it absolutely does. So your job sitting in the audience today is to try to feel for how it does apply to you in your specific life. So what I'm doing when I'm looking at the crowd is I'm looking at very complex energy fields. So when you think a thought, I'm actually visually watching that in the air around you. Now, when you have a question, and you raise your hand, which is how we're going to do this, the way that I'm going to select the person who comes on stage is really that you are going to select them, but you're going to do it subconsciously. So this is how it works. You are all connected. We could call it the collective consciousness of this room, right? So even though on a conscious level you may not know what each other's questions are, on a subconscious level you know exactly what each other's questions are. So the person whose question most closely vibrates at the frequency of all of your collective asking is going to light up like a flashlight. So if I don't choose you, it's not personal. So that's how we're going to do it. And so, does anybody have the first question? Looks like a gray sweater. Right back. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, row 6, female. You, yes. She's like, oh no. Everybody always regrets it, every single time. White sweater, I was wrong. Forgive the lights. Hello.
Okay, so I've got more than one question, but I'll start with the most important one. So since like 18 years old, I think it was since then, I've been having issues, I think, with like hormonal imbalance. And well, I've been trying to work it out, mostly in alternative ways. And I think it's still not okay, and I just wonder what vibration in me makes me a match to this.
Not prioritizing yourself.
Wow. And I've been, but have I been making progress? I think I have.
Yeah, well, this is a very big check trait I've noticed, this desire to say, okay, I am doing good. Yes, you're doing good, but when it comes to like a continuum, this is where healthy hormones are. This is where you are. Mm-hmm. And so this is where prioritizing yourself is, and this is where you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just need to focus more on myself still more than no, because it's I don't know. I just don't know how to make the shift. In my head.
I'll tell you. So the issue that you're having with your hormones doesn't really have to do with you focusing on yourself more. What it has to do with is prioritizing yourself. Do you see the difference?
No.
Okay, to prioritize yourself, you have to care how you feel more than you care about anything else.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's difficult. Yeah.
So let's say that, let's say you get invited to go somewhere, like to a dinner party, right, with friends, and you walk into the place and it doesn't feel good. You're like, "Oh, I just don't like the vibe of this place." If you stay in that place, you're not prioritizing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Because I always tell myself, like, this is supposed to teach me something.
I know. Yeah. So your whole body goes.
Yeah. Wow. But then, I feel like people are gonna abandon me.
They are, yeah.
Okay. And can I have one more question? It's about.
We can stay there for a minute.
Okay.
So what's the scenario you're specifically afraid about with them?
That they're gonna think I'm a bad person.
How come? I'm bad because
I'm not sacrificing myself for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good people should definitely sacrifice themselves. Yes.
Yes, because like in my family, this is a pattern of my family.
Oh, yeah.
My mother especially. Yeah.
Well, it benefits me if you're doing whatever makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Yes.
If this is how this gets set up within society, because a lot of people have this issue. It's the self-sacrifice equals I'm a good person issue. What that means is you were raised in a society that basically wants you to behave in a certain way so they can feel good. I want to go to this party. If you don't want to go to this party, that's a problem for me, so just screw what you want.
Yeah.
So who's being selfish, you or them?
Yes. Yeah. It's always. Yeah, I know we are always trying to get what we want, but in the
Yeah. So in the
ways.
moment, I want you to remind yourself of that. Mm-hmm. When you feel that guilt, right? That sort of shame and guilt, I want you to really think about this for a minute. If they're calling me bad because I'm doing what feels good for me, that means they would prefer I did something that felt good to them. So is it me or them that's being self-centered?
Yes, it's them. Oh, but this is something that it's so hard to remember in the moment.
So write a note everywhere.
Okay.
That's what I have to do.
Oh. Okay.
You got to have some compassion for yourself because you're retraining something that has been trained into you. They did a good job.
Thank you. Can I just... Thank you. Just the one more question. It's about elderly people. And it's lately I've been struggling with my grandparents because I feel like... And I know how harsh it might sound, but I feel like I don't love them. And I feel like they are inhibiting me because they feel so alone and they feel like their family and we as their grandchildren are their only way to have social contact. But I think this is a pattern within elderly people in general. And how could I show them that it's like if they want to change their life, somehow they still can? Or
it's not your job. If you take on that job, it's going to be a very difficult life.
Oh, but it's like...
Has it worked so far?
No.
You think it's going to?
No, but I think it should. It's like, I don't know, isn't there anybody who's trying to...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How good do you think I am in my job?
Good. Very good.
What if I told you I couldn't even convince them?
Yeah.
Do you think you stand a chance?
No, but why isn't anybody doing it? I don't know. I feel like there should be these training programs for them or something.
Why do you want them to learn? Honesty moment. This is a good one, you guys.
Because I wouldn't feel guilty if there was...
So you don't give a shit about them.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so essentially what you're saying is I want to not feel guilty. So this is what happens when that's your true motive. The universe basically says, okay, we're going to try to put you somewhere like it did today where you can get rid of your guilt, because that's the real issue. It's not about the way I want to relieve the guilt.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you're taking the hard way to get to the lack of guilt.
Yes. Oh, but...
It's okay if you don't love your grandparents. It's okay if you don't love your parents.
Okay. But it didn't help. I don't know. I would still feel guilty.
Well, what are you doing that's wrong? That's what you got to ask yourself. By the way, when we get into these states where we feel guilty, what that means is that we've set a rule for ourselves somewhere, and we're crossing the rule. So it's almost like if there was a line and the rule was don't cross this line, if you crossed it, you would feel guilty. So if you have a really big struggle with guilt, what that means is you've got lots of lines. Like to the point where you can't move anymore. Like, I can't go this way, I can't go that way. So what do we do about guilt? We have to change the rule. It's about questioning beliefs so it's no longer wrong to cross those lines. So what's wrong that you're doing?
I'm hurting them.
How?
By not giving them the love that they want.
Okay. Let's change this belief, shall we? I'm helping them by not giving them the love they want. How is it true?
I'm just releasing resistance, or I'm letting the universe to take care of this.
How does that help them?
They will. I don't know. They will get the message they need to move on.
How about it puts them in a position where they have to find the power that they have as creators to help themselves to feel good, instead of put that pressure on you. Do you see how that's more free?
Yes.
If the way I feel is completely dependent on you, does that make me free?
No.
So we put the people we love in prison a lot.
Exactly.
And then we call it love.
Wow.
And then we say, I love you.
Yes.
And the universe
So now it's up to you. Yeah. Now you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I understand. Yeah, this applies also to another relationship in my life.
Not prioritizing yourself. See how it all ties in?
Yes. Wow.
And do you know what's funny? When you start prioritizing yourself and doing what feels good, you're going to notice very quickly that it'll be easy for you to love, not hard. It's almost like the energy, there's so much of it that it just overflows on everyone.
Yes. Thank you.
Is that it? You're good? Okay. Okay, who's next? I think that's a gray shirt. Straight, yes. Hello.
So hi too.
Hello.
So my question is basically consists of two points, and the first one is that I'm basically in a situation in my life where I am stuck since many months now, and it is on more than one level, because I went to college and then I went back home because I dropped out of college because that was in 2013, so it was 2 years ago now, and then I found you actually the same day I dropped out, and after that that was actually felt like destiny, because I got on that path then, and the path is
I was going to tease you just now.
yeah.
I'm trying to hold back.
And anyways,
You know, the universe sent me to you just so I could save you because you made a huge mistake.
yeah, it felt like that because at college I was. It felt like that because at college I was living alone, because I wanted to live alone, because I have a problem with committing to life. And at school and in high school, I was always quite annoyed by people. And it's still going on today. And so I didn't want to be annoyed by people, so I was choosing to live on my own. But it was not a good decision, because all the emotional thing that came up for me, emotional pain from the past, I felt for the first time. Really, I was confronted with that very, very much. And then I moved back, and since that point I feel like I'm constantly drawn into this undertow of energies. And,
Well, look at what you, okay, so to put this in perspective, let's look at what you did, okay? Your place you came from, that was the contrast, right? So by sorting through that experience, you gave rise to all kinds of preferences. So by going through this, I know what I don't want, so I know what I do want, so let's go towards that. What you did is, instead of going the direction of the expansion, you went back into the contrast. And now you're saying, I'm stuck.
yeah, I know.
No, but like, do you see how weird that is to say I'm stuck?
Yeah, it's.
You just went backwards.
I know, but I don't know how to come out of this situation. That's my question. How?
So what has you stuck? What are you telling yourself?
I'm telling myself that I have to move towards perspective, like a job or another college education.
Or you could just be homeless.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be self-loving at all.
Okay, well, that's good if you've decided that, but some people have decided that literally the expansion is worth being homeless.
Yeah, no. So it feels like I have to move to a perspective that fills me with where I can express myself, because I love writing. I am a writer, so to speak, for what my passion is. But that alone, I don't have this strong belief that this alone can bring me where I want to be.
There's an energy about you like you're waiting for somebody to give you an opportunity.
Yeah, I'm constantly waiting for someone to pick me up. Yeah. And I don't know if this has to do with resistance to life that I have. On one, no. Okay. Good. So I'm actually, I think that with the internal processes, like the shadow work process and the healing processes, I've come to a point where I cannot move further anymore. I have to move externally first now.
No such thing.
Yeah, okay. So how can I get this clarity and the self-esteem to know where to go? Because I actually don't know what to do, where to go.
Do you know what you want? Because a lot of times when we feel like stuck like this, almost like apathetic almost, right?
Yeah.
It's because we're not